What's interesting is we did not always do our hair like this.
It took me a long time to learn how to braid my hair.
I had a lot of hair.
Peyton had so much hair that she went to a professional salon one time and had them wash her hair. She got home and opened her hair up and it was full of soap.
My hair started to fall out when I was like 15.
She was like, you don't put grease in your hair? You don't use a do-rag? You don't part your hair? And I was just like, I don't know. I don't know anything. And Brother Steph got all his sisters together and he said, I want you all to stop doing your hair like you're white.
And it was just like, it was like really,
yeah.
It was really nerve-wracking, honestly, it really was.
You know what's beautiful is when you can say, we're in a church that we work through our issues together.
Because we could have so easily, as Black Saints, been so offended, like,
and been like, you know what, we're leaving.
For so long,
we're gonna walk
and
away.
now you're gonna question it, now we're gonna leave, we're gonna split, and then we'd have been the same as
everybody
other
else.
Church.
Hi, welcome back to Gotta Be Me podcast. We're so happy to be here again with you today. We're your hosts. My name is Sophia Benyon, and this is my cousin, Peyton Benyon.
Welcome back to our channel, everybody. We really need a pre-recorded intro.
Because we are so tired of saying this every time.
But you already know, say it with me if you already know it. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will appreciate you so much. You should have let me do your edges, yes.
I
woke up and chose violence.
You did. That wasn't kind. But listen, I was in the mirror washing my face, and I was like, oh,
at least your twists are fresh.
I don't have edges, but I do have fresh twists. And your twists are fairly fresh. What did you get them done?
Fairly fresh. A couple days ago, Saturday, and it's
Thursday.
So
Thursday. Yeah, those are fresh twists. Me and Peyton both got a fresh twist out. We said we gotta have fresh twists if we're gonna talk about hair on the podcast.
Yup. We are in our twist era.
We are totally in our twist era. Like we have had twists for 2 months straight now.
I've had them for 3 months.
Nuh-uh. We got them in August.
I got them in the beginning of July.
I
had them all summer.
Remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you're a month ahead of me then.
Yes, I am.
But I definitely want to keep them for sure until winter break. Peyton wants to keep them till
school year.
Next summer.
Not the same ones. I get them redone once a month. That's what I do.
Yeah, shout out our hairdressers because Justine is a queen at parting. I like to do my twists, but I can't part my own hair. And Debbie's got Peyton's twists like just locked down.
Yep, she does.
They look really good. And if you notice from our podcast, like, you can tell when she's just done them.
The denigration is
and
deep.
And then the next week, and we're just like...
And what's crazy is if we release our podcasts out of order, because all of our podcasts are pre-recorded, and sometimes they come out of order. We'll be like, okay, we record 3 right now, we'll release this one. And you'll see, like, the twist, like, reverting and things.
But it's like, yeah. Well, it's funny because me and Peyton, even though our dads are brothers and our moms are both white, have totally different hair. Like, totally different.
Texture. And Camille does, too,
and so
right?
does Camille, yeah. Like, my... twists in my hair, I can keep them decent, not even, like barely decent for 2 to 3 days before I have to retwist them. That's why I prefer my parts to be bigger because I don't want to be retwisting 53 twists every 3 days. So I'm just like, keep them big and I'll retwist them, when I have to. Peyton.
I'm not messing with these bad boys.
She can keep them for like a month, but now by the end of the month they're really ready to go. But it works.
And I make sure because it's kind of tough like towards the end. But I just have a mister and I put that rosemary and mint and Mielle stuff in there, so it kind of tingles because it'll be getting itchy towards the end. And put it in a spray with a conditioner, and that helps me keep them a lot fresher.
Yeah, they stay amazingly. I have no concept of it. Peyton's hair is also a lot thicker. I think that helps it probably like...
Yeah, the body helps it to stay.
To hold on to itself somehow. And it is like, what... You say you think you're a 4C or like a 4B?
I think I'm a 4B. I don't quite have that zigzag style. But yeah, I don't have the typical mixed girl hair that you would think mixed children would come out having.
You got thickness from your mom and that's it as far as your hair goes. Yeah. My hair, I would not put it at more than a 3B. And it might be less.
What's interesting is we did not always do our hair like this.
Yeah.
At all.
Well, first
of
all,
it was a serious journey.
We were both of our moms' firstborn. So we were experiments, right? Like, our moms had never dealt with our kind of hair before.
Whenever I was born, I actually had stick straight hair. And my mom thought, oh, she has straight hair. And then I was 6 months old. I got a little curl on the side. My mom was like, oh, that's so cute.
By the time she was 1?
Curls. By the time I was 2, we could put a picture up there. I had a complete afro, yeah, for sure. And my mom said she called Grandma, her mother-in-law, she said, what do I do with her hair?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's real. I will give my mom a shout out for this. She made sure we never put heat on our hair.
My mom never wanted us to blow dry our hair either.
So many black women pressured her. You gotta put heat on that girl's hair. You gotta put heat. And I'm really thankful that she didn't do that when I was young. When I took over my own hair, I did yield to the pressures of the heat. But yeah.
I think maybe because my hair is thinner than yours, but I never, like, I tried blow drying it. I tried
You probably lost too much body.
I didn't like it. It got limp on me, and I was like, I don't know what to do with my hair anymore. Like, my hair's not even kinky, is it really? It's just more
really
like
curly.
It's just curly. So, but yeah, mom. I mean, when I was little, mom just did Afro puffs, but then for most of like my elementary life, mom did my hair, and she'd just brush it straight back. We used Cantu. For years. But hey, Cantu used to be good.
Right,
I don't know what happened to Cantu. We're doing an anti-ad for right now for Cantu. Like, don't buy. No, if it works for you, works for you. But I used to love Cantu, and I don't like it. I think their product changed, and a lot of my friends have said that. But we used Cantu and water, and we slicked that thing back and braided it. That was my hairdo.
So when I was 13, I took over doing my own hair. My mom wouldn't let me do my hair for so long because whenever
She said, you are not going to embarrass me.
Because whenever you are a white mother and you have a child with black hair, all the black women do swoop upon you and tell you all their advice, and it does happen to be on opposite ends of the spectrum. So sometimes as a white mother, you just have to do what you're gonna do, which I do see white mothers jacking up their black daughters' hair, so we do need to save them. I don't know where the balance is. I guess that's, I don't know, that's not my department, I'm just saying. But either way, I started doing my hair when I was...
because you're mixed, maybe they can take it from you.
I know, right? Like, maybe we should start walking up to white mothers and
being
being like, get your daughter's hair together.
Just snatch it.
Like, what is this? Okay, but anyways, I started doing my own hair, and the way we did it is in our church, our tradition, when we turned 13, we had to put our hair into a bun. Okay,
that's the tradition. You go from your braid to your bun.
You know, because
it's
now
a big deal.
You're older, you don't want to have your hair down because
and you're a young person now.
Yeah, and that's
you go to
like
young people's meeting and
hair
things.
down is like sexual, and then you're turning into older. So this is my flawed understanding of it. And then you don't want your hair down, so you put it up, because loose women wear their hair down, and you're older and you're maturing, you're entering a stage where you need your hair to be up, okay? Well, that was a lot, but take it or leave it, that's what I thought. Then I started blow drying my hair, which when I was 13, I did not take good care of my hair at all. I would sleep with it up in a rubber band, rake it back, leave it in my hairpins all day. And I remember my aunt, who is black, telling me, you really shouldn't sleep with your hair up, and me being like, I don't care. You know, it's just like totally disregarding.
Okay, that one I didn't do because I hated how it felt with my hair. I was like, I'm going to put it in a braid to sleep in.
I was not trying to take anything out. I was like,
before I turned 13, then that's when our family went to the Philippines for 9 months.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was the lack of protein there or what, but like probably like half of I used to have, my hair used to be about to my waist, and it came to like right here by the time we were done in the Philippines.
Remember that.
It could have just been the time in your life your hair changes. It could have been that, but it was just thinner and just broken, and it was so messed up after that. But one of the missionaries there that we were there with, she was mixed too, and she was like, you don't put grease in your hair? You don't use a do-rag? You don't part your hair? And I was just like, I don't know. I don't know anything. So we were trying those new things. I don't think those things were bad for my hair. I think it just all happened at the same time.
Yeah. And then there's lack of protein. So that's all bad news. Similar thing for me. I was raking my hair back, doing whatever, blow drying it by my 13-year-old self in the mirror, like with it all hot and sizzling and everything.
And the whole bathroom's full of smoke.
Smelling like smoke and grease because you know you ain't washing it. And yeah, my hair started to fall out when I was like 15. I had a lot of hair, a lot of hair.
Peyton had so much hair that she went to a professional salon one time and had them wash her hair. She got home and opened her hair up, and it was full of soap. Yeah,
like
even the salon ladies weren't used to dealing with it.
The entire salon room was like looking at my hair like, what is that? That's too much hair.
It was insane.
And they were all like, look at this girl's hair. And I was like, I don't know. I just really had a lot of hair. And then like one of my friends noted to me, Juliana, she was like, Peyton, your bun looks really small. And I was like, no.
That was the thing.
And then
your bun looks
really
small.
small. It was very crushing. It's very crushing. And then I remember like being like, what in the world? And then I started speaking to my grandmother. about what to do with my hair. And then I still blow dried
Remember
it.
when Grandma got us
one
on
time?
masks?
Yeah, but that was the thing that we did. We started doing protein
She
masks.
said put avocado and egg and mayonnaise and olive oil and blend it up in a blender, stick it in your head. And we were like, ew. She was like, I'm serious. And so then we tried it and we really liked it. We kept on doing it. And it actually smells amazing when you whip it up.
When you put it in with the good smelling oils in it too, it smells super good.
Yeah.
So when we turned, this is what was revolutionary for me. When I turned 16, somewhere in there, Brother Stephen, you've already seen him, started doing Black history classes, okay? And we would drive up from Chicago all the way to Muncie, be with all the Black saints in the Church of God, all 2 of us, as Brother Steve would say, and we would watch things to enrich ourselves, which was like my first sort of like concentrated introduction to being Black, to know anything like that, which I was conscious of it, I was aware of it, my parents, whatever, maybe it wasn't like a main topic, a thing to know about, anything like that. But we watched the Chris Rock documentary about good hair, which is such a classic.
My dad had me watch that too.
The same age as me, right? The documentary.
I don't know what
20
year.
years old, something.
I don't know.
It's pretty
It's
old.
kind of old though.
Chris Rock, we watched it again today because we need to refresh our memory. Good hair, bad hair. And I think a lot of us started paying a lot more attention to our hair right then.
So around that time, I wasn't around. I was in Mexico as a missionary, but we came all to a meeting, like a church convention.
Yeah.
And
this is like big hot news right here.
like, yeah, it really was.
It was insane. I'll never forget.
I'll never forget
Keep
the
going.
pressure. So a part of our tradition as a church is we all dress very similarly. As you'll notice, me and Peyton will wear different colors.
If you come to our church services, everyone's gonna be wearing the same thing.
Pretty much. The ladies are wearing some form of this.
We got our patterns from each other, sew the same things. We just, that's how it works.
That's how we do it. And up until, about 3, 4, 5 years ago, we all kind of did our hair very similarly. I mean, there was about the variation.
We don't have the same hair.
And there's about the variation of a braid bun or a twist bun. Like, that was as varied as it got. Mm-hmm. Everybody just did our
And, like, if you had a part, it was, like, a little bit worldly.
Oh, like a part? What are you trying to do over there?
You must be headed towards
It
the
wasn't
world.
like that for us. I mean, most of the Black sisters did a part. Brother Steph decided, he got all the Black sisters together, which, me, Camille, and Peyton and our cousins, we all grew up around Brother Steph. For part of Peyton and all my other cousins' life, he was their pastor. Mm-hmm. And then a lot of the other Black sisters are his nieces and his family. So we're all close because, like Peyton mentioned, there's not very many of us in the church. So we're all kind of close like that. And Brother Steph got all the sisters together and he said, I want you all to stop doing your hair like you're white. Mm-hmm. He's like, I want y'all to all, and he said, we're going to do it together because when we do things, we do them together. We do them in unity. He's like, I want y'all to braid your hair up, put some twists in it, put something in it, but braid it, and you make your hair look like how a Black woman would do their hair.
It's funny because we all, like, okay, Ariel is like our main hairdresser, okay? Ariel did like everyone's hair in one night.
Yeah.
And we woke up the next day.
We took off our do-rags.
And we came to church.
But we were so nervous.
I was honestly terrified, okay? I don't think anyone outside could understand the pressure, but I'm a preacher. I'm an upstanding citizen of the Church of God, and now here I go doing this thing that no one's ever really done before, and I haven't really seen anyone do it.
I could have never done it if we were doing it by ourselves. I'm glad he said we're all going to do it together.
I'm a singer. So I was up singing with my hair like this. I thought for sure the entire church was looking at me, and it's like possible that they could, like, I cannot tell you the amount of saints that came up to us at that meeting like, what's going on?
Are you braiding your hair?
Are you all trying to start a new thing? And it was just like, it was like really, it was really nerve-wracking, honestly. It really was.
And, I think this to myself, I think part of the proof that the place we are is such a good, as in the place we are, as in the church we are in, is such a good, safe place, is the fact that we could do something like that and work through it.
Yeah,
we
really
could talk through it.
Because people were honestly upset about it.
They were confused. They were like, what are you doing? Are the Black people against the white people now? Are you upright? Like, what?
Why can you do it and
we can't do it?
And I'm like, you don't have the same hair.
I'm just saying, like, the fact that we could work through that and get through it, and we're still brothers and sisters, and we still love and trust each other, to me, that's proof.
And
to say a place doesn't have any problems, I'm in a church with no issues. That is so fake. That is so not real. That's not how life is.
And everyone knows you're a fraud.
But you know what the you know what's beautiful is when you could say, we're in a church that we work through our issues together.
Because we could have so easily, as Black saints, been so offended. Like,
And
you
been
all
like,
wouldn't
you know
let
what,
us
we're
do this for
leaving.
so long.
We're gonna walk
and now
away.
you're going to question it. Now we're going to leave. We're going to split. And then we'd have been the same as every other
everybody
church
else. Yeah.
that's done that. And we do have a pre-recorded podcast that kind of gives some back history that would help you understand why are we even back. Like,
Yeah,
people are going
who
to be
is the
like,
church? Why
are
is there
you
a battle
caring
about hair?
Why? This is an old
That's
Church
an
of God
old story.
problem, right?
It's a part of, and it's a part of our story.
And we've come from a long time of white people trying to tell Black people how to do their hair in the Church of God. Right? This has been a long thing since D.S.
And for
Warner.
Brother Steph to stand up and say, we as Black people will be doing our hair like this was revolutionary.
It
in the
actually
church.
was, right?
But we were thankful for it. So from there, that started a whole new chapter of our journey, because now we're like, okay, we have so many more options.
What did you rock first? What was the first hairstyle you rocked?
2 braids and then a bun in the back.
2 braids and then one in the back. I think I did the same thing. It was like very like low
very
key.
low key. We'll just
It's very
2
low
braids,
key,
you know?
And then I started really learning how to braid my hair really well.
It took me a long time to learn how to braid my hair. I braided it, but it wasn't looking good.
Yeah.
It was problematic.
I feel like I did okay. And then the thing is, I lived with Debbie, who does my hair now. And she would always try out new things on my head. Cornrows, box braids, twists, things, whatever. And we had to work through it and see what we liked. Then I started doing different parts, more intricate braids. You've probably seen a couple of them on here. And then what I really encountered and loved so much to the death, and I over-abused it and used it, was the Afro puff.
No, you did not overuse that. You rock it. You rock it.
Yeah, I know that's why I used it. But the rubber band would just cut the back of my hair off.
That's
So
why the twists are so
that's
good.
why I
'cause
did
they're
the
helping you
twist.
grow.
But I was really intimidated to do the twist
I
last
was
year.
so intimidated. At home, I used to do box braids sometimes. Justine would do them for me because I live with Justine. And she would do me box braids. I was so embarrassed of them. And I'm talking about, this is a couple years ago. I would tie my do-rag down and I would not take it off unless I was at home. Because it was different. Nobody else was doing it. I was embarrassed.
The reason I was embarrassed to wear my twist is because the stigma we as Black women have about having short hair.
So
I was really embarrassed with my twist because I felt like they didn't look long, which my hair has grown since then, so I feel better about them now, which I should have never felt bad about them, right?
Of course
it's
not.
just that honestly we're surrounded by mostly white people, right? And we have white girls with their braids down to here, right? And it's just why does my hair not grow and everyone else's is, right? Right, we got preaching, right? You got the long hair is their glory, which long is however long it grows, right? And you just have to be in an environment that cultivates that self-appreciation.
And what we found out was the only way you can cultivate that is to be together. So when our hair really started doing better was when we all got together. So this was a year and a half ago.
I remember about that, yeah.
And Brother Stephen asked us to come here to Indiana to be a part of Real Black Excellence, and we were happy to come. And so me, Camille Payton, and 2 of his nieces, Erin and Allegra, all moved into a house together because we were all working with this Real Black Excellence.
This is a bit superstitious, but I believe in it.
I believe in it. All moved in a house together, and we're working on this Real Black Excellence program, and we lived together. And we would do our hair together. It was a thing.
We would wash it at the same time.
And we would all wash it together. We'd dry it.
Hair affirming songs.
Music.
I have a whole playlist, which I should totally share with everyone.
Because it's so lovely. And we would talk about being Black women and doing our hair and how we love our hair.
Each other.
We love our afros. Black is beautiful. All the things. And we would help each other. Ariel would be doing our hair. We'd be combing out each other's hair. And I'm not joking with you. Well, Ariel knows a lot about hair. She was giving us advice like, Sophia, you should use LOC method, liquid oil conditioner. And Peyton, she was giving us different ideas. But I am not lying to you. In those 3 months that I lived there, my hair grew 3 inches. It really did.
Yeah.
Something
so
about
Sophia's hair really, really did grow.
It really did grow.
Because it was so broken and unhealthy. And
I don't know.
And now that you've been doing the twists, she's seeing some crazy.
Yeah, but when I started, it was right here, and now it's right here. It grew a lot.
Crazy, crazy.
Yeah.
I was just getting so impressed today. I was watching myself. I was like, what in the world? Over here jealous, but yeah. It was super nice.
Just was so healthy for my hair to be around other Black girls that were because before I was just whatever. I just have short hair and it's just nasty and who cares, and just put it up. But then I was around being around other Black girls, and we were all like, let us care for our hair together. And when hair became a community effort, that's when my hair got healthier, for real. It really did.
It really did. More information and just literally thinking positively about hair.
And sharing tips. So I use this lotion.
It's not a joke to actually, there are, the stigmas about our hair were in the church. You know, people think you were completely protected from it. You're completely, no, we're real people and we live in a real world. And it was all
everybody
over
was
us,
affected.
right? The natural, right? We got all types of movements.
Yeah.
And there's no hate to anyone who uses any sort of thing. This is my journey
This
and
is
how
our
I got
story.
here.
This is our story.
And I decided that I like being natural best. But I do every January, I do flat iron my hair to see the growth. So I do put some heat on it. And
Remember when you flat ironed your hair this January and you played pickleball like that night or the next day?
It's foolish.
She
My
sweated
flat iron was sweated out.
that
and
flat iron
I was
right
so
out.
mad. I literally just went home and soaked it all. I just dunked it all.
Forget
I was
it.
like,
Put
this
it
is
back in the water.
stupid. I was like, natural we are again.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's always something that's really fun to do in January. I always look forward to it. And I'm really excited this year because these twists have been twisting for real.
Yeah,
Every
you've
time I
had
take them out,
those
I'm like,
in.
that's a good 2 inches, you know? So
That's so exciting.
and I'm so excited. This is a podcast that's probably more for the girlies.
Yeah, I'm guessing the ladies are gonna want
But I mean, if you're a
Be more
man and you have a
achievable.
daughter, you could.
you could show it to her or something.
I
But yeah, that's kind of the story of me and Peyton's hair. So we're still in our hair journeys. I mean,
You know what I always say? I say whenever I turn 40, I'm gonna get it all locked up.
and just keep like sister locked though.
Yeah, sister locks. I'm
And
gonna
just
get
keep it
sister
like
locks when I
that for
turn
the rest.
40.
I think you should.
Yeah, because I mean, I've tried. Right now, I'm still interested in trying new hairdos. I want to puff one day, a twist this day, and the other the other. But
Hey,
like,
but saying
you know,
goodbye to the Afro puff forever.
yeah, right. Like that's a
That's
big
really
commitment.
sad.
But once I'm 40, I'll have worn my Afro puff enough to carry me on for the rest of my life.
For your rest of your
Yeah.
life, you can just do sister lip.
Yeah, you know.
So yeah, that's our hair story. We're still working on it. We're still. I mean, obviously, I think
And we
Black
do wanna
women
do
are
a-
going to from birth to death try new things because Peyton last night just did grandma's hair and twist.
Oh yeah, I did my grandma's hair and
I
twists.
love
Yeah,
it.
I
Her hair's
love
like-
great twists. Great twists are the best
Yeah.
ever. But I just think it's so interesting to be involved with your hair. It's always been a big part of our community. It's always been a part of us. My favorite
That
fact.
thing that Brother Steve
My
wrote
favorite
about
facts.
Ariel's hair.
Yeah, I wish
We should post that or
we should
something.
find it. Yes.
Yeah.
I know my favorite fact that I learned during that 16 years old was learning that braiding and taking care of hair was like a tradition and it was something cultural and it was something sacred and actually important.
Yeah.
When I learned that the mothers would braid seeds, rice seeds and okra seeds into their daughter's hair. And then when they
For when they would escape, they
no.
would make make maps with the braids. Remember that one?
I don't remember that one.
Okay, you tell
No.
your story.
I just remember that a lot of people were getting stolen
Mm-hmm.
and they knew that. And they said, we're going to need food if we get stolen. So they would put different food seeds in their hair. And then if they got stolen, they would have food
Bring
wherever
it.
they went.
The
know.
the other story is that when they were trying to escape from slavery, they would braid maps into each other's hair.
It's just such a part.
It is. And then
you know?
Brother Steph wrote something so beautiful. I wish we could post it somewhere. He wrote about his niece Ariel's hair because her hair is like below her waist and thick. And so her afro
And
is
so
like
curly.
huge. And he wrote the thing about how a Black woman's hair represents the struggle. And he like depicted it
Of
so
America, how
beautifully.
our hair has never been good enough. They always want our talent. They always want our this. They always want our that. But they don't want to actually deal with what it really is.
the struggle of it.
Right. And you got the movement of the 60s, of course, when the women said, we're not using relaxer anymore. That chemical is killing us. And, you know, Marcus Garvey, right? He said, you don't take the kinks out the hair. You got to take the kinks out of your mind, you know. And different people like that who have influenced us.
Right. You had such a dead ending right there, and I didn't pick you up. I'm sorry. Yeah, different people who have influenced us. So, anyway, here's a. I think it's a big part of our culture. Like, and I think we can't not talk about it. You know,
Which I hope that sometime soon we get on the podcast again.
Get our friends on here.
I'd love to run with me, you, and Camille, and just get out all our products and show the different things we've used. Someone said do a skincare one. We got you. We're going to do it. You don't want to hear mine. It's 5 seconds long.
Yeah,
But Camille's is the real one.
Camille does a lot. I would love, and I'm going to say it right here on camera, I would love if we could get Ariel and Allegra on here. Y'all, put it in the comments if you want to see Ariel, our hairdresser, and Allegra, her twin sister, get on this podcast. Maybe if we commented enough, we could convince them to get on. They're the ones that we moved in with, that our hair started growing after we were around them. They're our amazing friends. And yeah, comment if you want to see them on here. We'd love to just
Because you do.
sit around and talk about hair with them. Anyway, that's our hair video. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Y'all know what time it is.
Peace, love, and hair grease.